Hello guys, this is just going to be kind of an experimental video today. Not going to lie, this is not something I thought I'd be doing, which was kind of a podcasty, talking subject type of video. And the reason why is because everything you're seeing in the video right now has been done on my channel. With Kill Team Part 1 and Part 2, we've done all these steps. We've done the rusting, we've done the painting, we've done the chipping, we've done the oil washes, it's all there. So today is going to be kind of more of an art talk on what I was aiming to achieve in this video, and also a talk about art in general, and a question I got about 2 months ago, of which I feel like I didn't really fully answer. But first, I kind of want to update you guys and give you kind of a rundown of where things have been at and how I'm feeling about stuff. In recent times, I've been really busy, if you cannot tell. I owed Uncle Sam some money and had to work an extra couple shifts, and I had to attend a couple of events, like small friend hangouts and things, and have a life outside of YouTube, and it kind of all threw my schedule off. I really do aim for this channel to be part of my life and at least a part-time gig, if not possibly a full-time one in the future. I'd be lying if I were to say there's no way I would want to make money off of YouTube. That'd be dumb. I'm sorry. I think this is definitely a passion project, and it's definitely something I want to push myself to make more of. But along the lines of doing that, I've learned that making videos is hard, and in order to make more videos, I need to be constantly learning. And I felt like when I was making this terrain piece and the Kill Team board, I was just repeating myself, and I thought, what more could I bring to the table? And I was getting kind of burnt out of working on the Kill Team board. This is just one piece of several that I worked on and that I'm going to feature in a separate video, because I just didn't want to have an hour-long video being posted. So this is like why I'm kind of doing this art vlog thing right now. And so I thought to myself, how could I bring something new to the table? And for a while, in my own fun spare time, I had just been studying stuff from the Grimdark Comporium or Compendium, I think they're called, their channel on YouTube, which I highly suggest. And I had learned a lot about oils and chipping and weathering and all these new techniques that I had never really tried. In the past couple videos, I just kind of have slapped paint onto miniatures and onto terrain pieces, which is fine, and it's worked for me so far, and I've made some really satisfying things that I'm happy with, but I'm always looking to improve. And so I thought, with this aim to improve, I'd bring that to you guys and show you what I've improved in. And in all honesty, it taught me a lot. And this piece that I'm working on right here, I've seen such an improvement versus the last couple pieces I've posted. And it's just, there's like, I don't know. It goes to show that it's important to always push yourself and study and move forward. So that comes to, what did I study? Like I was saying, I was studying from the channel called the Grimdark Compodium, who, again, check them out. They're amazing. If you've ever wanted to make your art grimdark, it's awesome. And what is grimdark? That's what I was working on. Grimdark, I keep saying it, but I never explain it. Grimdark is, and this is straight from Google, is a subgenre of speculative fiction with a tone, style, or setting that's particularly dystopian, amoral, and violent. The term is inspired by the tagline of the tabletop strategy game Warhammer 40k. In the grim darkness of the far future, there is only war. And I feel like that does kind of say a lot of what Grimdark is. Grimdark is this like futuristic setting that is stalled, it's rusting, it's rotting, it's decaying, it's not being maintained, it's not being kept up, it's in the 40k universe constantly at war. So things are going to be war torn, things aren't going to be pretty, things aren't going to be, fresh off the factory line and perfect. I mean, they might be in some illustrations and scenes, because it makes sense. At some point, the tools and things that they use start somewhere, but the main showcase of the world is in the battlefield. And that's something that has been really inspiring for me as an artist, and I felt like I never really sat down to learn. And so that was the goal with this piece, and I felt pretty good about it. Like I said, it's been a journey of a small art piece, and it's something that now I want to apply to a majority of my pieces going forward. I think it adds a kind of a tinge of realism, and it kind of shows what, I don't know, 20 to 40 minutes, maybe an hour of studying every other day or every day. It kind of shows what it'll do for you in the long run and how it'll help you improve. You can be like me in the first couple of videos and throw just an oil wash over some basic chipping, and it works perfectly just for the tabletop. But if you want to push yourself forward just a little bit more to add just a little bit more realism, and maybe if you got a little bit more time and you're not under any time constraints, do it. I think it's great. It's meditative. It's enjoying it. Like there's a bit of joy in there. Like it's just like a Zen mode you get into when you start really applying small details like stippling and different washes and different layers. It's a lot more than what meets the eye when it comes to Grimdark, rather than just making things look dirty, because you can just make things look dirty, and that's the easy way of doing stuff. And that comes to the subject of today's video. I got a question by, let's find his name. I got a question from Joseph Cresswell 2 months ago, and he said, I find it really hard to know when a building is finished. What are your tips? To which I responded, this is a very good question. For me, it's all about the idea of matching images or real life objects. If I feel like it looks like it's something that I could run across in an industrial area, then I feel like it's complete. So sometimes photo reference helps a bunch. And this isn't a wrong answer, but I feel like there's a lot more to that answer that I could have added, and it had bugged me that I left him on that short little tip, because there's a lot more to it, and it comes down to art in general. And I think it comes down to painting miniatures and painting canvases and working on terrain pieces and all sorts of stuff, or even personal projects in general. I think it comes down to a massive thing that I do every time I go towards an art piece, and that is the objective. Having an objective in my art has always been extremely helpful for me. Whenever I tackle an art piece, I try to at least go over in my head, what am I aiming for in this piece? I don't do it every time, but when I don't do it every time, I go by default of just having fun. But when I am conscious of like picking up a piece and thinking, what do I want to do to this piece? I try to think of the things I want to accomplish. Am I aiming for a grimdark aesthetic? Am I aiming for realism? Am I aiming for heavy metal paint jobs? You know, what is it that I'm aiming for that can make this a great experience and a time in which I can say we're done? Because I feel like when I was younger and learning to paint and draw, when I kept adding and adding and adding and trying to push myself in certain art forms, I was doing it and wasn't able to stop, because personally I wasn't happy with the result or with the level I was at. So I think sometimes it's important to review, where's your head at when it comes to this piece? Is it something that you're missing? Maybe you're stuck on it like a brain puzzle. Maybe you just need to sit it down and walk away from it for a little while. Maybe you do know what you're aiming for and you can't figure it out. Sometimes taking mental breaks helps a bunch. But sometimes if you don't have an objective, you don't really know when to end and when to begin. So when I'm doing stuff like this piece here and pushing my grimdark aesthetic as far as possible, I try to be gentle with myself. I try to tell myself, I am new to this. I do not know what I'm doing. I've not tried these techniques before with oil paints in this way, and I'm aiming to get this kind of look. If I don't get that at the end, then that's okay, because each step, no matter what you do, as long as you're aiming to improve, to study, and to compare notes with other people, objectively being kind and critical to yourself, I think you can push yourself as an artist forward farther than you would realize. And so when I do it, I try to, again, be kind to myself. And when I finish a piece, I say, if I'm not happy with it, I go, that's as good as you can do right now, and it's okay. Finished, but not perfect. The other thing is you can use it as a reference point to show yourself, how far you've come. And I think that's a really great idea. And that's why I like to keep my first miniatures the way they are and my first terrain pieces the way they are, unless they start taking damage. There's some pieces in my collection that I might definitely improve upon, and I want to have a video separately showing me like maybe fixing up some terrain and improving some terrain, especially now that some of it is not matching. Like this piece does not look like the rest of the pieces on the kill team board, and not in a bad way, but it definitely stands out a little more if you give it more attention, if you actually look at the detail of it, versus like the water tower I did in one of the, I think it was the third video that we ever uploaded. And I think it's good. I think art forever will always push us as artists forward to question what we're doing and to make us curious and continue making what we make. So, Joseph, thank you so much for commenting. I hope that calling you out wasn't embarrassing or, wasn't rude at all. I just thought that your comment was super constructive and something that I wanted to reiterate on. I felt like that other people could benefit too. So, definitely keep up the good job, man. I bet you're making some really awesome terrain pieces. And if you have an Instagram or anything or a Reddit, tag Boxnot in it, because I would love to see your work. And that goes for anyone else viewing the channel. If you guys are working on stuff or any of my pieces are inspiring you to do more things, go for it. Tag me in it. Tell me what you've made. Show me the techniques that you've learned. I want to definitely see what the community is up to and be a part of that. Well, that's all I really wanted to talk about today. So thank you for watching all the way to the end if you're still here. And let's stop talking and get into those glam shots. Boxnot is with us. He's just not going to be in frame. So say hello. So hi guys, thank you so much for making it to the very end of the video. I am so happy to have finally uploaded something. It's always a joy to edit and work on stuff, and working on my filmography and the edits and everything. It's the weirdest form of art that I've barely started tackling, and it's really satisfying when it works out. So yeah, I'm gonna try to upload in the next couple weeks and keep this consistency back up, but we'll see. No guarantees, but hopefully you guys enjoyed no matter what. If you have any ideas, questions, or anything at all, comment down below. I love hearing from you guys. I love talking to you guys. I love getting questions like we got from Joshua. And yeah, thank you. Thank you so much for spending your time with me and yeah, saying hi and liking and all that stuff. And so, as always, thank you guys so much for supporting me in Boxnot. Be sure to like and subscribe down below, and I will see you in the next video. Bye-bye.